Hi everyone, this is me again. In this occasion, we're gonna try to continue with the project of Jonas Chronicles. And being honest, this project, as I said, is kind of complex, but we're gonna try to uh, take it from the good side, which means that we're not gonna try to go for the healthy limits, and we're gonna make it possible. But what I want is to write something down here. The pen is not helping me, so I'm going to write it over up at the top, and that's it. Okay, what I'm trying to do is simple. I'm going to sorry, I'm going to show you today the registration. Being honest, the registration is one of the most easy things that we will do. But we will divide it in two videos because even though it is easy, it also has or should have certain security. And that security, trust me, will not be easy. I mean, um, how can I say it? It's like, for example, um, creating a case with a private security code. Being honest, there is a lot of process that are behind it.
Execute a
So in the
transaction
first,
within MySQL, that transaction is saved.
sorry, on the first video, we're gonna cover the process that are on the front end. Which process are these? Well, for example, the testing that the password matches, the the names of the fields that are correct, and also the upload of the image to the directory that it corresponds. And that's it. It sounds easy, but trust me, it will take us at least 30 minutes. Let's start making it. You know that we can do it faster and blah blah blah, but my purpose, as I have always told you, is not going fast. My purpose is that you learn as well as I practice. Because for me, I have done this many times, but this is for everyone that would like to learn. Let's clear this and let's go to Jonas Chronicles. And this is LS. Okay, that's cool. What I'm going to do is just to code, and what I'm going to do is to focus a lot on the code because what I'm going to do are things that are, how can I say, on the front side of the website, and I don't need much to test the backend. But at the end, I will activate the SAMP, and before stopping the video, I will deactivate the SAMP. So for you to understand good practices, it's not good to leave SAMP activated. Okay, let's start. This is the template to the registration. What we're going to do is just, for example, to start with the password matching. How can we test that the password that we enter on the first input matches? Let me move this with the with the second password, which is the password to test. Well, we have variety of options. The first thing is, I will even write it down here for you to understand and for me to have it clear. Or we can use a notepad on internet. Let's see if I can find it. We're just gonna copy this one, open a new tab and go here. And I'm gonna teach you what are the processes that we're supposed to do. Okay, my internet went down. I guess that is because of something that I can share right now. It's not nothing bad. You okay? I mean, it's bad, but not that bad. It's not something like for you to like die of fear or something like that. It's something super simple, being honest. Um, okay, let's just remove this here and let's put on here, for example, the title. In here, the title is going to be, for example, login, no, registration, um, front end process. That is enough, and we can put it like that. Okay. First thing first, test security of the password. Second, test the integrity of the user by challenging him to enter the password again without seeing what is the password. He will not have the option of seeing the password. Three, um, after the third one is just see to make the email input um, restricted to be able to receive only emails as text. This is kind of advanced. We could even stop in there, but let's make the fourth one. I think that we are okay if we make it the fourth one. And the fourth one is see we have the full name, we have the oh yes, to load the image to the directory that it corresponds. Believe it or not, after we do these four steps, the insertion of the data is going to be you're not gonna believe it, but it's going to be super simple because this is actually the most difficult part on a registration because the initial part of the registration process is when the security is tested. And if the security is well based with good fundamentals, then it means that um, that our system will not have many failures. Okay, and then after this, I can even put in here what it goes just to receive the data. After this, to receive the data and to send it. Some of you would say, "Oh, how do you receive it and how you send it?" You know how I receive it because if you have seen all the other videos from this project, you are supposed to know how to receive data. It's the same thing. But the difference is that you see this image here, this is usually received just as an URL, not as the image itself. Because what you save on the database is not good that you save the file itself. You have the option. I mean, you can save the file, but it's not good. It's better that you save just the URL and then you call the URL. It is saving a space on the database and also on your machine because you will, if you save on the database the file, it is like saving it twice. But if you only save the URL, you're saying, okay, it doesn't matter where the image is located. What matters is that I get. If I get the image, that's it. I mean, if it shows up and I get it, that's it. I don't need it to download it. I don't need it on my computer. I don't need it on the database. It's like, for example, having the Holy Scriptures, okay? And you know, a paragraph of a verse. You know how to apply it. That is enough. You don't need exactly the verse always. You don't need exactly the name of who wrote the book. You don't need exactly when was written that verse. You don't need all that information. Sometimes life is not as difficult as many people try to paint it. At least for my case, I love to be very simple. As I said, simplicity and then complexity. You have to always go with that enrichment, no matter how you are, that will push you further, faster. And that is even why, for example, just to finish, even kids, they usually um, play games instead of studying things. They like to play games and to apply their learning on their games. I don't know how some of them do it, but there are some kids that for for games that are very far from, for example, maths, they apply maths. And and they some of them I have now even kids that have told me I would like to be a developer like you. And when I ask them, okay, that's cool, but which area do you like to do? Oh, I would like game development. And I okay, that's good. I have developed some games, but I am not a game developer because I'm honest. By the way, this is a game. What we're building is a game, but it's a questions answer game, which is not the same as a FTP games. FTP, when I say FTP, is with pixels, movements, or a 3D game. I am not building a 3D game. I could do it. Being honest, if you are paying attention to everything that I do in my videos of math and physics, trust me, uh, you will have a very good fundamental to start with game development. It's not that I am teaching that. It's it's kind of difficult, and it's very huge the difference, but the basement is the same. When I say the basement is that the logic that you apply is the same. You will apply conditionals, you will apply cyclings, and many other things. Let's start. Okay, let's test the security of the passwords. How can we test the security of the? Well, look, there are many ways of doing this, but the first one is just to go for the. You see these assets here. I'm gonna create here main.js. And this main.js is going to have the main files of JavaScript that are going to be for testing and for making animations or things for ourselves in JavaScript. And in this case, it's just a regex. What is a regex? You will see now. Regex to enter valid passwords of 38 characters or more. Just like that. Now, look, this one looks nice. This like a pro looks nice also. This one, let's do this one. Let's go to this one because this one has also the email rejects. And here it goes. This is the reject that I made. As you may see, it's super simple. I mean, it's not nothing complicated. It's just to take these rejects and to test. Let me show it to you. What we're going to do is we're going to create first a function that is going to be function send email. No, send uh, registration, for example, of user. Sorry for the super specific function, but it's just for us not to get lost. Okay. Okay, this is the email, but what we want is the password as well. Let's look for the password. Look, here is even the phone number, which is nice. Now the password. Let's copy this and put in here this. Now you will say that this is a very simple code right now. And yes, it's true. It's super simple. Rejects to password. We are gonna make it now more complex, and we're gonna use the right thing that we have to use here. I will show it to you. Okay, let's start. Thing is that we have to receive the password and the email from here. How are we going to receive those two things? We have two options. We could receive it from the parameter here, but this is going to be more complicated than just calling the input itself. So how can we call the input itself? First, let's see the order that we have over here. We have first the full name, then the name, and then the password, and then the image upload. So we don't need an email. What we need actually is just the password validation. So we can erase this by the moment. Okay, nothing to worry about. Now let's go. You see, for example, this form control input path script. What I'm going to do is just to try to locate those two things. How? Just document query. Oh well, let's make it like this. Document get element by ID. That's the old way, okay? But the old way is better than the query selector because it's more secure in certain way. Pass to match. And now the pass to match is just the one that is here, down here. And I will change this for this. And that's it. Now what I'm going to do is just to take if this test, you see this test here, this is going to be one time and then another again. And if there is an error, we're gonna make an alert saying, for example, the passwords are not valid, for example. And we're gonna make two rejects, if and then another if here. And I will tell you a secret, this is not a very good practice, but it's better to put it like that than to put like this. And sorry, like this. And oh again. And you put the other one just next to it because that's weaker, okay? To put one conditional inside of another is more secure. So let's put match pass to match. This is going to be O. Let me connect this. Okay, you see rejects the password. That test and then rejects the password again. That test passed. In this case, is passed to match. The one that is down here match. To match. And we can test this, and this is going to be kind of interesting. But before we test it, let's see the list that we have. We have written a list here. Let's put this like let's put correct sign symbol. Okay, now I'm going to copy this. I'm just going to put this. This is not test. I mean, it is tested. It is done. But we have to. We just miss the testing of the functionality itself. But the function to do it is done. Okay. Let's go to the integrity of the user by challenging him to enter the password again. What we're going to do is to try to see that if pass is the same as the pass to match. And being honest, this is just done by. We can make again another if here, but for us to save time, let's make an amp ampersand here, and then we put for example pass and then ampersand pass to match. We put it like this. Right? This is equal. If those two are equal, by the way, we have to put here that value. Sorry, I forgot that value. If we don't put that, we will get an error. Okay, and that's it. I will explain to you what is this doing. Okay, this is just first testing that the rejects of the passwords that are usually good are is kind of, how can I say, is valid. After that, I say and check if the password, the first one, is identical to the next one that the user entered. Even though the user is not seeing it here on the code, we can check it. And after that, we check if the password, the second one, also has the rejects um, accomplishment, which is something that is kind of how can I say? By default, this is true because if this is the same as this one and this passes as true, then it means that I don't have to test again the other one. I mean, at the end, if they are the same, they are supposed to be. But this is like an extra affirmation to make sure that we don't have maybe a I don't know. It is called a bot. There are bots that insert data randomly, and if you have these two this double checking, those bots are gonna be stopped, and that's good. Even though this is, as I said, if we don't, if the bots do not exist, This is not even necessary. But as bots, as I said, that hackers use, which is something that they is a script that they run on the registration, for example, to check something continually, or it can be on the login continually. They check and check and check, and when they get the password that they want, then they stop. But in here, as I have a double checking on the client side, but also as the security side, it is going to maybe pass the first check, but at the second, as it's asking the same thing, but in the security side, it would say, "Hey, wait, this is not valid, or this is wrong, or something like that." We can even make like this. Look, for you to understand better, those who are trying to follow me, you just put "and" in here. You put the one pass too much, and we put, for example, put that. Um, sorry, it's like this: rejects to password that pass too much. No, sorry, that test pass too much, pass too much, and that's it. Yes, that's everything. Now I will close here. We have like a double check in here that is avoiding those kind of cycling that are toxic. Okay, let's move on. Those who follow me on my books are gonna be having fun right now. Now, this is done. As you believe it or no, this is done. On the next video, because this is almost 30 minutes now, we're gonna make the receiving of the data and the checking of the functionality of everything that we are doing. But as I am a developer with experience, I know that what I am doing is not just random code. I know that that code has actually the purpose that I want it to have. Okay? To make the email input restricted to be, well, actually, we don't have an email input, so we can erase that one. I thought that, being honest. Upload the image to the directory that, well, that is going to take kind of a little bit, but make it. Let's try to make it. Let's see, because I think that it is not going to be input type field to save image on HTML and JavaScript. Um, Look, this is by one. Okay, auto images, file path to your password, potential input, and being honest, this is done usually with the PHP side, but I wanna do one thing on the front side, um, and after that, just to get the image from the server side. That's the most secure way, because if you corrupt the file just with the server side, the website is going to be weaker. Okay, it's better to make the input file, to submit the file from the client side, and if it doesn't, then we we retrieve it by the server side. That's the best approach. In my opinion and in my experience, more than is possible, I know that is the best way. Look here, they are doing that. They are doing that, but they are doing it with Node.js. And the thing is that with Node.js, it's like JavaScript mixed with uh, server-side management. But as I said, it is possible without the server-side management. How? Being honest, I will tell you one thing. The thing is that on JavaScript, I think that the problem is that you can't move the file um, from one directory to another in JavaScript. At least not in JavaScript alone. You have to use Node.js. But what we're going to do is to move the file with PHP and just to retrieve the URL with JavaScript. But that is going to be in the next video. Sadly, I wanted to do it with JavaScript. Trust me, if JavaScript put that option, that being honest, even I could create it. If I have the time, I would create that option for me because it's easy. I mean, for me, I can understand how it works. And as you can see even here, they don't realize, but they don't realize that they are just using a post method to change the file from direction. But at the end, in JavaScript, it should also be able to do the same without Node.js Express, which is the app here. Express is the app, okay? And app is what they use as support for the server side. If you didn't understand, it's because maybe you don't have much experience, and I understand, and that's why I have to stop the video here because, as I said, this is too much information. But also, please do not left your leave sorry your heart feel like like if I'm not going to continue with the videos. No, you know that I have done a lot of videos, and when I say that I will continue with the help of Jesus Christ, I continue. I always depend on Jesus Christ. So see you next time. You remember uh Daisho, Charlie, or the Gambit, however you can call me. See you in the next video. And remember that Jesus Christ loves you as even I could ever, ever, never say to you. Bye bye.